What's going on, guys? So it is now Tuesday. I think it's like, what is that, 4 days post-comp. I'm definitely holding a lot of water because I've eaten quite a bit of food, which there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. As you could see, I ate this whole box of Oreos. So yeah, I definitely gotta get myself back on track here, because now I'm definitely being held to a higher standard, and I'm holding myself to a much higher standard as an IFBB pro, and I'm using that as motivation to keep my training going, keep my muscle development and muscle maturity going. And obviously stuff like this is not going to get me where I want to be, but it is going to give me a little bit of a mental break, so that's why I'm allowing myself to do it. But yeah, let's get to it. Oh yeah, so check this out. So the idiots who are loading people's bags are obviously pretty violent with them. So that being said, my trophy broke in my suitcase, despite the fact that I carefully wrapped it up and did all that good stuff. So I'm gonna try and stick this little thing in there with some glue, and hopefully I'll be able to fix it up again. So, for me, cleaning my car has been something that I've always enjoyed. I like cars, and there's just something satisfying about cleaning your car. And if you like cleaning your car too, then you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I don't know if this whole cleaning montage is going to actually record, because it's probably going to take about 30 minutes or so, and I don't know if it's going to be able to record for that long. But here we go. So one quick thing that I don't really know if I touched on when I was in Vegas was that I'm a huge proponent of tea. I love drinking tea. I was drinking it every single day before the prep. I think it has a lot of benefits, so tea. Alright, so it's now the next day, and I'm back at Dwelly Chiropractic here for a much needed adjustment after all that flexing and tweaking my body out on stage, and especially after those plane rides in those extremely uncomfortable seats. So I'm going to show you guys a time lapse of the treatment. So here we go. So I just finished up the adjustment. As usual, it was fantastic. One really crazy thing about Bruce is like he's so in tune with knowing, you know, exactly what to do. Like when he was popping my neck, he popped it once, and then he's like, oh well, there's one more on this side. So like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's crazy how well he knows his stuff, and it certainly shows. All right, so I just got back from the grocery store, and these are some of the foods I got. These two chuck steaks right here. I'm actually going to cut these up into little squares, and I'm going to make my own ground beef out of it with the KitchenAid mixer attachment that I have. I got some russet potatoes because I'm going to actually make some homemade fries with these in canola oil, almond milk, granola with some Greek yogurt. I don't normally have dairy unless I'm not prepping. Just get my frozen vegetables. Now this bag of spinach right here is obviously way too big for me to eat all within a week. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to freeze this entire bag. Then once the leaves get like all frozen and crunchy, I'm going to like crunch them all up into little bits, and I'm just going to keep them all in the freezer to add to like protein shakes and stuff like that. Celery, I'm probably going to juice this because celery juice has a lot of nice benefits to it. Now these are the fun foods that I got. This, honestly, I just got this because I saw somebody else eating one on YouTube, and for some reason I just really wanted it after I saw him eating it. And these waffles and these cinnamon rolls, I'll be able to fit these into my macros. So, I mean, this is going to go a little bit over my macros for my breakfast meal, but I'll basically have this whole can. I'm going to panini press it into like little cinnamon roll pancakes with some egg whites on the side. And then this, I think I can have like, there's 6 in here, so I'm going to probably have 5 of them, plus some egg whites for my breakfast. So these 3 things are my fun foods, and all the rest of this is my regular type of food. Alright, so it's a new day. I cannot remember where I left off in the vlog because I don't have my camera with me, and I'm actually recording on my iPhone right now. So tonight I am finally going to BJ's to get the Funfetti Pizookie, which is kind of like a birthday cake cookie with some ice cream. So I'm really excited to try that finally. But what that means is today I am eating healthy leading up to that, so that way I can afford to have a little splurge. So right now I'm having, there's actually potatoes mixed in here, believe it or not, rice, some sriracha, ground turkey. I am just doing some emails right now, and then I'm going to the movies tonight to see the Mission Impossible movie. So the next time I'm going to check in with you guys, I think, is going to be when we're at BJ's. Okay, so I finally got it. I really want to eat it. I'm honestly really surprised with how it came out. It actually looks really close to what it looks like, at least the picture that I saw on the Instagram. I got my lemon water, I got my Pizookie, and I'm ready to eat it. It's really good. So that was a little bit too good. I have my second one on the way. Number 2. Alright, so I just got back from my workout, and honestly, those Pizookies actually didn't fill me out, or they didn't give me as good of a pump as I thought they were going to. It was okay. Anyways, so right now it's 11:30. I don't normally like to eat this late, but I got some peas, some potatoes, the white rice, and the ground turkey with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. So I tried to make it kind of like a little shepherd's pie, but that is my last meal for the day. So yeah. All right, so right now I'm about to make some sloppy joes, but I'm not using store-bought ground meat. I'm actually going to grind the meat myself. So the first step is to have a pretty cold piece of meat, and I'm just going to cut it into squares. So about like about that size, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it in here. And then I don't know if I already said I'm making sloppy joes, but that's what I'm doing. Just show what it looks like in that little hole. So it can sting. So I'm just sauteing a bit of onions right now. This is something that I would eat when I'm about like four plus weeks out. So in other words, like 4 weeks or less out, I'm not going to be eating, you know, fun foods like this. But now, obviously, that I'm not, you know, trying to diet like super hard for the show, I can definitely have some sloppy joes. And honestly, I could eat this even if I was on a prep, to be honest, because I eat the bread. Obviously, I can eat red meat, you know, 2 to 3 times a week, and that's really all there is to a sloppy joe. So there's nothing wrong with that. After this, I'm going to make a banana cream pie. I love bananas, and I love banana cream pie, so that's what I'm going to make up. The buns are 200 calories each, and I'm estimating this to be, I don't know, maybe like 100 calories per circle of beef. So let's see, that's about, yeah, I think this meal's about 1,000 calories. So now I'm starting to make the banana cream pie. I used these graham crackers for the crust, and there's some coconut oil in here already. There's going to be no dairy ingredients in here whatsoever. Yeah, these don't even have dairy in them. So this is going to be a fully vegan banana cream pie. So basically, I just looked up a regular recipe for banana cream pie, and I just exchanged all the non-vegan ingredients for things like coconut oil. I'm using almond creamer instead of whole milk and cream and stuff like that. So yeah. Actually, I forgot it's vegan except for these 3 egg yolks, so I guess that makes it a vegetarian banana cream pie. Definitely gonna not waste these egg whites. Put them back in there. Alright, so I got the egg yolks, cornstarch, and brown sugar in here. Now, I'm just kind of tempering the egg yolks so that way they don't curdle up in the pot, or in other words, so they don't get cooked and they don't turn into like scrambled eggs when I'm trying to make this a thick vanilla custardy type of cream. So now I'm assembling the pie. Alright, so while I was busy making that banana cream pie, Bianca was busy making this vegan shepherd's pie. So it's honestly exactly like a real shepherd's pie, except the meat that you see in there is basically made out of some kind of soy crumble or something like that. It actually looks really good. She says it's the best shepherd's pie she's ever had. So to be honest, I have really low expectations for this because so this is coconut whipped cream, there's coconut oil in the crust. I have nothing against coconut banana cream pie, but I think the coconut might be a little bit too overpowering. And I also have zero faith that this crust is actually going to be, yeah, this is just going to come out in a mess, but, oh yeah, this is not going to work, but, well, actually it might. Oh wow, that's pretty surprising. Oh wow, that actually came out like a little piece of, well, kind of. Whoops. So it honestly actually turned out much better than I thought. So today, well, the other night I was fortunate enough to have this sports therapist guy who does a lot of sports therapy treatments, such as like deep tissue work, Grafton, which I'm a huge fan of that. It's just so hard to find somebody around here that does that. Anyways, long story short, this guy, his name's Dan, came up and introduced himself to me the other night at the gym, and said that you know, he knows who I am and he'd love to get a couple sessions in with me. So I'm super appreciative of that, and that's where we're going to be headed right now. So we're going to be headed to, I'm not quite sure what his name of his business is. Anyways, it's down in Sacramento. So right now I'm just making some tea before we head out there. Didn't work. And Graston is those treatments that you see where people's bodies are like all red and like appear to be like bruised up and whatnot from like one of those butter knife type of things with you know, coconut. Anyways, hopefully I'll be able to show you guys what that looks like today. So yeah, so I'm going to be getting some of that work done, and it's always nice to have a like a massage or like, you know, some kind of deep tissue work done to you after you do a show, just because of all the work that went into the show and all the, you know, all the flexing that was done on stage. You tend to get pretty tight and you know, bound up from that type of stuff. So my goal today is to get loosened up, to you know, give myself some new room to grow with him getting in there and, you know, just breaking everything up, loosening everything up. And I think he'll be able to do that for me, so I'm pretty excited about that. Now, whenever I get a massage or like any sort of bodily treatment in the morning, I like to keep my breakfasts pretty small, because, you know, they're releasing a lot of, or at least the theory is that they're releasing a lot of, you know, toxins and like other stuff like that, which to me makes sense. It does make sense. You know, they're getting in there with the muscle, they're loosening things up, they're putting blood in new areas that, you know, might be holding on to some bad stuff or something like that. I mean, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but to me it makes sense. So long story short, I like to keep my breakfast pretty small, in an effort to help release and expel those toxins as quickly as possible. Than I ever used to, and it just like, after I'm done doing the back extensions, like it's hard for me to even stand up like comfortably. Okay. And I don't know, I just want to get like overall.
Is it mostly like lats you want to kind of open up and lower back stuff, or is there any specific areas that you really want to bring out?
Alright guys, so I'm here with Dan of Epic Chiropractic out in Sacramento, and this is who I was telling you about. He's going to be doing, you know, he's going to be doing whatever he wants to do on me today. A lot of which I'm hoping is going to be, you know, type of Graston work, and Dan's going to explain to you a little bit about what Graston is and what it does for you.
Sure. Graston technique, it's a technique that's been around for a while. It's basically just a soft tissue type of treatment where you're using metal instruments to kind of break up scar tissue. It's going to improve circulation, improve range of motion. And with bodybuilding specifically, it's one of those things that really helps you develop some of those muscles a little better. And so we'll try a few different things today, and we'll basically see how things go. And then just kind of hit a little bit of everything today.
Cool, I'm so excited. I seriously cannot wait for this.
Alright, so
what do you think of cupping?
It's been around a long time. You know, they've been in cupping for centuries.
Yeah.
We do cupping here. The way we do it here is a little different.
Really?
So with cupping, you know, like the kind of typical way that it's done is you basically put the cup on and you leave it there for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
The way we use cupping is more of like a myofascial release, right? Where you put the cup on and you slide the cup.
Okay.
So it's similar to Graston, because what we're doing here is we're applying compression as we glide across.
Right.
And with cupping, it's different because it's decompressing, because it's suctioning.
Yeah.
So it does the same kind of thing. It just does it in a slightly different way. So we actually have a machine that kind of creates this constant suction. Because if you just use normal cups, a lot of times when you slide them, they lose that suction.
Yeah.
So you have to keep.
Oh, okay, I see it. So okay, that makes sense.
So it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You can do it, but you know, having a machine just makes it a little bit easier. So I think cupping can definitely help. It's not something I do super often, just because I find like this kind of stuff is a little bit more effective. Not bad there?
I can feel a lot of crunching, but there's not that many nerve endings down there, so I can't really feel as much. Those feel like some big ones. Just finished up with the session with Dan. That was my first time working with him. I am so pleased with that. Super nice guy. Great session, great treatment. He definitely knows what he's doing. If you're looking for somebody who does grass thin out in the Sacramento area, it's Dan out of Epic Chiropractic. I'm blown away because it's really hard to come by somebody who does those treatments and who does it well. So super thankful and very happy. So I'm dragging the video on for too many days once again. So I'm just gonna cut it here because I want to get the next video out, which is gonna be kind of like one of the videos that I used to do, which is just gonna be solely a workout video, and I think I'm gonna do it for chest. So the next video that you see after this one is gonna be a chest workout. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then.